Hello and welcome to The Big Picture. The BJP National Executive meeting, which began at Panjim in Goa today, is being looked forward to very keenly by all political watchers. The meeting has assumed more than normal significance for various reasons, not least being whether the party will think it fit to put Gujarat Chief Minister Narendra Modi at the helm of the 2014 election campaign. The party, which seems to be racked by internal conflict over this issue, has been trying to put up a united front, but it has been easier said than done. For Party President Rajnath Singh, bringing the various leaders together and working out a consensus seems to have become a major challenge. The absence of the party veteran L.K. Advani on the first day of the Goa meet has also sent mixed signals about his intentions. Other leaders like Yashwant Sinha have also raised voices of dissent, while Arun Jaitley and Sushma Swaraj also seem to be playing their cards close to their chest. Will the Goa meet bring about the much needed clarity about what the party would like to do as far as projecting the leadership position for the 2014 elections are concerned? Or will it put off for another day till there is a consensus within the party? How will the party benefit if Modi is projected, and whether it is necessary to project a leader at all? All these questions need an answer. We will discuss all this today with Dr. Jagdish Shettigar, Economist and a former member of the BJP National Executive, who has since decided to stay away from the party. Sheela Bhatt, Senior Editorial Director News at Rediff.com and India Abroad. Dr. Pralay Kanungo, Professor and Chairperson, Center for Political Studies, JNU, and Sanjay Kapoor, Editor of the Hard News magazine. We will also have my colleague Pranav Goswami, who is in Panjim covering the BJP meet, who is also with us. Welcome to all of you. Pranav, let me come to you first. There was a press conference at 5 o'clock today. What did that press conference take place, and what were the things which were said in the press conference?
See, Sudhanshu Trivedi, the spokesperson of BJP, he addressed the press conference and he said that today office bearers of BJP, they discussed the issues, the main issues which have been discussed and which are going to be discussed tomorrow also is national security and national pride and corruption. And there are various other issues like within the party issues. And these are the resolutions which are going to be passed and will be discussed in coming 2 days.
Okay, so what about Mr. Advani not coming to the Goa meeting today? What is the explanation, Pranav?
BJP spokesperson Sudhanshu Trivedi said that Lalkesh Advani ji was not well today, that's why he couldn't attend the meeting. But they are very optimistic that tomorrow definitely Lalkesh Advani will come and attend the meeting. And they said that there have been so many media reports that there has been a conflict between Narendra Modi and Lalkesh Advani. But today, party denied all these reports.
Okay, Pranav, thank you very much. Thanks for joining us. Dr. Jagdish Shettigar, probably this is one of the few national executive meetings of the BJP you have not been attending. You are not attending after 20 years of being there, right?
No, I am completely dissociated since I
after
have not
20 years you have dissociated.
Since I have not renewed my membership after
Yes.
40 years.
Right.
And the National Executive Committee more than 20 years. Everything.
So this is the first national executive you are not attending after 20 years.
I cannot say the first. I say since I have not renewed the membership, I am not associated with the BJP. I am an independent person. Right?
Okay. Since we have clarified that position now, as far as the issues which are coming to the fore in the meeting there, since the last few days, this whole issue of Narendra Modi, you think that this was an issue which should have come up at the national BJP executive meeting, and is this the right time to discuss this issue?
No, as far as the BJP is concerned, it is purely its internal matter, what strategy they should adopt and how to implement that strategy. It is up to the BJP and it is an internal matter. As far as the issues coming out, I feel surprised knowing the organization and knowing the culture of the organization and knowing the what you call the support it is getting from the different what you call the friendly organizations. I mean, it is really surprising. I feel disappointed, and when the meetings like this takes place, whether it is a BJP or the Congress or for any other matter, issues relating to the country should have been discussed. Which issue the party is going to take up in the present context, like maybe corruption, maybe the relating to the women, or maybe the national security issue, whichever the burning issues, whether the party is going to discuss that or not. And you cannot focus on an individual, which means that, I mean, I really feel pity for the party that the whole focus is for an individual.
Yes. And this was a party which always prided on collective leadership.
No, especially, I mean, when most of the leaders are coming with the background of the RSS, which believes in the what we call the issues or the principle, not an individual. Even the founder of the RSS, the headgiver, he is never what we call the praised. I mean, whole the issues, the prayer, everything is on the flag, and not any individual. Individuals are never discussed, and even in the party also, always you discuss any issue, and once you take a decision, then who should implement? There is an individual comes only once the decision is taken on a particular problem or the issue. But here it looks like that what should be the position for an individual, how it should be promoted. I mean, this looks ridiculous, and often I feel that it could be a good case study for public relations or maybe the students who are doing the diploma or in the media. It could be a good case study. But as far as the democratic functioning concerned, and that is again another thing, it is a challenge for the democratic function. You are trying to distort the opinion and create an image that as if somebody's whole the country is requiring, thanks to the what we call the support of the corporate sector and certain section of the media, which is more, I'm sorry to say that, and it has become a more commercial oriented. Because of that, I mean, here somebody is thrusting himself on that and the whole the country.
Okay. Dr. Shettigar, I think they're very strong words coming from somebody like you who has known the party and been in it for a long time. Professor Kanungo, is this the problem which the party has? What Dr. Shettigar, an old member of the party who feels obviously very disappointed with the way things are moving. But that seems to be what at least the people in the party, many people, the rank and file in the party wants. Do you see this conflict between the old timers and the pro-Modi people who think that that's the way things should go?
Well, as Dr. Shettigar has rightly pointed out, there is a decline of ideology and the culture that prevailed or guided the RSS of the Sangh Parivar in general.
Right.
So there is a crisis, and earlier principle or ideology was more important than the individual, and party or the Parivar took all care to see that ideology gets the primacy. But in the present context, due to this decline, you find that the individuals are glorified, and the national issues and other issues, in fact, I am sorry to say that BJP, unfortunately, has not capitalized the misgovernance of the UPA, or they have nothing distinct to offer to people. That is why they think that they can take shelter behind an individual who is emerging as a leader. And on part of Modi is becoming very, very impatient at this stage. Well, he waited patiently. Now he thinks this is the right time to strike. And so there is an all-around confusion, because what kind of strategy the party has to adopt? If it accepts Modi as the leader, there is a crisis, there is a future crisis.
Right.
And as far as Advani goes, I think Advani's absence also I could see is a kind of strategic absence.
Okay. Sheela Bhatt, you think Advani's absence is a strategic absence, and you think in this executive meeting they have no other choice but to decide on this issue of leadership as far as the campaign committees, whatever we have been hearing about what kind of a position Modi has to get or wants?
See, I differ with both gentlemen, my esteemed colleagues. I see things differently. What they are talking is what they see on media, but media is not the politics. No?
Right.
So this is media who is
Which is
personifying more and Modi, and they are chanting Modi, Modi. Do we know that inside Goa's hotel, a 5-star hotel where they are sitting, inside that, were they talking Modi? No. They were talking very serious issue of national security. And I know that, and I have written also in rediff.com that Murli Manohar Joshi has drafted it. And I would say critically that national security issue on the border of jingoism, they are going to evoke against UPA government. And it is, we should not react to what we see on media on TV. I feel personally that I see little differently in that sense, that there is a transformation taking place in Bharatiya Janata Party. There is a politics of aspirations, as we understand since last 2 years, that young people want things faster, young people's confidence is on the border of arrogance, and these type of people are pushing Modi, even a certain...
Modi is not pushing himself?
Of course he does. Of course he is manipulating at the best of, with his best of talent. No question about it. He is not, or rather he is playing his cards.
I suppose that's what Dr. Shettigar's objection is.
I'm just saying that I had reported Jaipur, there was also personality politics. So we only talked, and even I wrote about
Congress party's politics has always been personality politics.
No,
the BJP was supposed to be a collective leadership.
I wrote only on Rahul Gandhi when I went to Jaipur. So my criticism about BJP is just now this, that I feel personally that since L.K. Advani had a very special position in BJP, he cultivated all these leaders who are now...
He nurtured them.
Created their space within the party. He worked hard, he told for years, he is a man whose brain worked, and so there could have been a much better dignified way of doing politics. I would certainly say that. But I don't think that BJP is just thinking of Modi only. I think within party there are a lot of things happening, and transformation is taking place.
That is exactly the point, Sheela, that within the party there are people having different views, but there is this projection going on from the man himself and from the others. Yes, Dr. Shettigar, you want to interact?
From the man himself and from media.
From the media.
No, this is exactly what is happening. That is why I said that within the party, I am sure that there must be focusing on the issues or the resolution draft, like today, the office
or like our correspondent said,
office meeting is supposed to discuss about the resolutions to be introduced in the national executive, and that will discuss.
Yes.
But what is the message we are getting outside, like a common man, through the media? That is, they are going to what you call the appointment.
Whether Narendra Modi will be appointed. Anyway, coming to Sanjay. Sanjay, two things which Sheela, I asked Sheela also. Do you think Advani not attending the meeting today, is there any significance to it? Or should we take it on face value what they are saying, that he is not well and that's why he is not coming?
You know, it is also possible that he may show up today. But the fact that he didn't show up today can be interpreted on the basis...
He may show up tomorrow.
He may show up tomorrow. But we can interpret his not going today on the basis of whatever his utterances. Whether he went
last
to
few days
Gwalior and what he said about the good thing that he said about Shivraj Singh Chauhan, and also about, generally suggesting that what Modi might be doing is not the right way to, be leading the party. Because I think Advani represents a point of view which is very significant, primarily because he's the one who built up the party, as Sheela also said. It was a 2-member party. He raised it to about 120, 130, led the Ram Janmabhoomi campaign, brought in a certain amount of political creativity in garnering support for that ideology. So when he's stepping in and questioning Modi's rise, one has to actually pause and listen to it seriously. What he's trying to say that, you are there, you belong to Gujarat, you need some more maturity, more experience to run a country like India. Your kind of extremism that you represent is not something that is really going to work. And the party or the RSS, which underpins our party, represents certain kind of ideology, where individual is subservient or comes below the idea. So all those things have to be respected. So he may not be spinning it, he may not be articulating in this sense, but this is what he's trying to
This
say.
is the
time
message
and
which
again,
he's trying
time
to
and again.
send.
Yes.
Okay. On that note, we need to go. Whether that message which Mr. Advani is trying to send is being carried, and if it has been carried, if it's been, will it be accepted? These are issues which we need to discuss. But before that, we need to go into a very short break now. Please keep watching. We'll come back very soon. Welcome back. We are discussing about the leadership issue which has cropped up in the last several days, and in the context of the BJP's national executive meeting which is being held at Panjim in Goa today. Dr. Shettigar, coming back to you, I have a fundamental question here, which Mr. Yashwant Sinha raised in one of the press conference yesterday, or in one of his statements yesterday. He said that this decision to appoint somebody or not appoint somebody, a campaign committee chairman, or whatever these appointments are being discussed, this is something which cannot be done in a national executive meeting. A parliamentary board has to meet. Is that the technical position?
Yeah, knowing the functioning of the party,
Yes.
this type of the decisions are taken only within a core group of
Right.
consisting of very senior leaders. It is never discussed in the National Executive Committee, not even the office bearers meeting. It is discussed among 3-4 people of
Or the
senior.
parliamentary board has to decide that?
No, parliamentary board is a technicality. Formally, it will be decided and passed by the parliamentary board,
Right.
consisting of 9 members. But even before the issue coming before the parliamentary board, informally 2 or 3 people discuss. Obviously, one of them earlier Atalji used to be there. Now, of course, the Advani should be the part of that, plus the president. So between the two, they decide, or maybe the one more, the organizing secretary. But technically, of course, you cannot say that 2-3 people have decided. Formally, they get it passed through the
But do you
parliamentary
think that this whole discussion that something has to happen now in this national executive meeting, because there's not much time and the party has to take a position at this point of time, do you think that is something which is viable or which is desirable at all?
No, here, I mean, if the party wants, they can, as I said, that if the core group consisting of senior people decide that this should be done or announced, whatever the campaign committee or whoever may be the chairman, what they do is normally they come and announce it before the National Executive Committee.
Do you,
And
sir,
everybody
quickly,
raise, huh?
do you think that they need, for a moment, if you just leave aside the fact that you're no more in that party, can you tell us that in this meeting, do you think the party, if it doesn't take a decision, will it hurt the party?
No, that I think I'm not supposed to comment on about the party with which I am no more associated. What party should do or should not do, it is their internal matter. I would not like to comment on that. All that, as I said, that the way things were going on, and today also I have been seeing the tickers like RSS has cleared or wants the Modi's name to be announced, and knowing very well, I can challenge that RSS never does it, because RSS never discusses an individual. RSS only discusses the issue and how to implement that.
So you don't think RSS is behind this
No,
campaign
I can challenge it
to make
there can
Modi
be
the chairman of the
investigation on
campaign?
anybody. RSS never does it.
I'll take your word on that, having been part of that organization for a long time. Professor Kanungo, you think it is desirable for the BJP to take a stand now in this meeting so that they have enough time to, there are 4-5 state elections which are coming up in the later part of the year, and then the Lok Sabha elections next year. So is this the right time for them to take this key decision, which many, as Sheela was pointing out, there is a huge groundswell of support for Modi himself. So if they don't take a decision now, do you think there will be a problem for the party?
No, I don't think it would hamper the party at all. I mean, in fact, if the party should allow this euphoria or whatever hype to cool down a bit, right? Take a kind of wise decision by deferring it further. Nothing is going to happen. Like the Congress is in a confused state at the moment.
Right.
So you have to see exactly what kind of, while talking of the party, what kind of strategy the Congress is going to adopt. Whether they're preponing the election, right? Then you have a different kind of strategy. This national executive as such not necessarily should really focus on Modi at this stage, but the situation is such, there is a catch-22 situation, because there is a kind of impatience on part of the Modi, there is also kind of impatience on part of
a lot of rank and file also.
rank and file.
And
so how to actually
Sheela, this impatience, how do they control it? And do you think the same question, do you think that they have to?
Telling you it's impatience in the media. Why? You have to segregate what party's internal thinking is, what is Modi's thinking, what is non-BJP.
Okay, tell us what is Modi's thinking and what is the party's internal thinking.
Let me tell you.
Do they think that they have to take a decision?
I think Modi is standing on a very confident ground. He himself is very confident. One.
Of what?
Of that he is moving ahead and he is the only choice which now or later will remain for BJP. That is Modi's, that is my understanding of Narendra Modi's politics.
And what is your understanding?
He is a very confident man.
Okay, what is your understanding of what the party thinks?
Congress Parliament, as I agree with him, that most important is this core group, and I agree with Mr. Shettigar that parliamentary board, according to my own information, 8 out of 12 people are supporting Modi right now. So Modi has a majority in his favor in BJP parliamentary party. Third thing.
Parliamentary board.
Parliamentary board, right. And third, and another thing, you see one of the most important decision Rajnath Singh has taken is put Modi man on the most important duty, that is Uttar Pradesh in charge. So Modi is going strong. Every day is becoming stronger within BJP, I am saying. And I think this, whether the national, I agree with, I mean everybody knows, we are reporting since 30 years that national executive is not an important, this is just because party constitution says that certain numbers of type you have to call, so it is called. I understand that. But since it's this is an era of television and camera and
an impatient media.
So I think it's okay. So whatever, even on Sunday, if he is declared as a chairman of national campaign for BJP,
you expect that to happen?
No, most probably yes. Okay. But because this Advani has been sulking today, is a very interesting development. And if he goes tomorrow to the party which is expected, as Rajnath Singh has said, then I think day after tomorrow it will be declared. Okay. But I am saying even without that, Modi's weight is same. Even today, in the eye of BJP core constituency. Right. I am not saying he is important for country today or for, but definitely Congress party, which is the main challenger to Modi and BJP both. I would say that Congress, and I am sure Congress party is intelligent enough to understand that this transformation is taking place. Modi is still going strong. Nothing is coming in his way which can really give a serious challenge to him. Okay. Which can happen because there is a long time to go before election. So I am not saying everything will be very good.
Okay.
But right now,
very quickly, Doctor, very quickly.
Only thing I would like to add here that I do agree that he has become very powerful, and in fact, I go to the extent of saying that today he has become so powerful and influential among the cadre. If he wants to strike in the same way as Indira Gandhi did in 1967. Today, Narendra Modi is in a position to strike.
So I would like to say, I would like to say here, despite the fact you're running it down, he's used media very cleverly to build up that environment where he's looking very invincible. Exactly, he's been able to leverage every possible media outlet to show himself to be far bigger
Sanjay,
than what he is.
My question very quickly. Do you think that the BJP, the party will suffer if it doesn't project Narendra Modi?
This is what Modi is trying to convey to the media. That if he's not projected, the party is going to suffer. He's trying to say that put me right in front, I get the resources, I get everything, and the juggernaut will move.
But what do you think?
I think it is too early to say. India is not Gujarat, and surely what has been done in Gujarat cannot be replicated, as it has been visible in Karnataka, where he campaigned, and still, what happened was, is for everybody to see.
Okay. On that note, I think we need to end. We're completely run out of time. But this is a very interesting debate. We'll watch today, tomorrow, and day after what will happen. As Sheela says, if they're going to make that announcement, then the political atmosphere in this country is very, very likely to change quite drastically. We will wait and watch what will happen. Thanks to all my guests, Dr. Shettigar, Professor Kanungo, Sheela Bhatt, and Sanjay Kapoor. Please keep watching. We'll come back with another issue on the big picture same time on Monday.